We did it! My name is Gabriel Evans. I'm from New Zealand, but I live in the UK now. It's been amazing. It's been just start to finish from day one, but even before day one, from the day when we all met on the rooftop of the bar and just introduced each other, and I was feeling really trepidatious about it because I was I felt so unprepared for it, and then just everyone was so kind and reassuring, and then also incredibly talented. And then from that moment on the rooftop all the way to just now with the recording, it's just been perfect, pun intended, just from beginning to end. It was incredible because he's someone who I've been a huge fan of. He's been one of my favourite composers for absolutely years, and I've always known he's a wonderful composer, but to find out that he's also just an incredibly nice guy and a wonderful teacher, and just incredibly kind-hearted and generous with his time and his attention, and he was perfect. I was absolutely starstruck by him, I have to admit. It was fantastic. It was lovely because I had the chance to sort of form 5 days worth of thoughts and feelings to try to convey and questions I wanted to ask over the course of those days, and then to sit down with him for an hour or however long it was, and really mull things over with him about my music and just music in general, and even in his music, and what the next steps could be, what I could get up to when I go to LA. It was fantastic, and on top of that, he gave me a whole new playlist of music to listen to, things I have to track down, and music to be inspired by. Garry's program was fantastic because that was of the three, it was the one which I was the least familiar with the subject matter. So it was fascinating to hear from someone who's as accomplished as he is in the field, and also just as great a composer as he is, to really break down the mechanics and the dynamic within the gaming industry and how composers fit into it, and then also how the music functions within games, which is such a distinct field to film work. It was absolutely fascinating, and also like Chris, he's an incredibly good teacher and an incredibly nice guy, and endlessly fascinating. I could have sat there and listened to him for 2 weeks, let alone 2 days. It was wonderful. It made me really want to try for game scoring. With Pete, it was fantastic because he's one of those like Chris, who's just someone who I've been enamoured by their work for years, and again, like Chris, to meet him and be just so taken aback by how nice and how generous and then how good of a teacher he is, and how well he conveys his thoughts, which are always that when you listen to the music he orchestrates, there's just something magical, and it just seems like a superpower. And then to have him actually break it down and explain exactly how his process works and the mechanics of how he goes about making the music just sound as wonderful as it does was fascinating and incredibly useful, and just it made me want to go back over everything I've ever written and reorchestrate, recompose it, and it's not good enough anymore, so I want to go back to that. So I'll be doing that over the next few weeks, I think. It was just magnificent. It was, regardless of the music I wrote, the performance of the orchestra, and just to be on stage, just faced with this enormous group of people who were all playing music which I wrote on a computer keypad on a hotel bedroom, and then was presumptuous enough to hand to them and ask them to play, and then to have them perform it so well was just incredible on every possible level. I'm still just buzzing from it. And it's going to be disappointing now to go back to just using samples. It's always going to seem just a little bit naff now. But I think I've been spoiled for all the music I'm going to write afterwards. Certainly, the recording is up there. That was just unbelievable. But the other thing that really stands out for me was I loved the moment when we presented our mock-ups to the class, and that really struck me that because it was the cue which I recorded, and it's a horror cue, and to present a sort of big operatic gothic dark horror cue to Christopher Young, who is like the composer of that type of music, and then to not only get feedback from him but also for him to be so complimentary about it was absolutely extraordinary. It was just mind-boggling to me. So that was a really special moment for me, and rivaled only by the recording. I did very much. That was an unexpected pleasure. Powerful and passionate, and not just entertaining, but also just fascinating to watch. To say it again, just passion to it. So it was fantastic. Oh yeah, no, that's been wonderful, because not just to make new friends, but to make composer friends. Who I've always just sort of hung around filmmakers, really. So it's lovely to have people I can actually talk about music properly with, and people who are also not just fantastic composers on the radio, because there are some. I mean, on this course is full of just incredible composers, and so there's just the pleasure of listening to their music. It's spending the last week listening to the mock-ups, and then hearing just today sitting on these recordings. It's been a fantastic concert today more than anything else, just to hear all these fantastic composers and these incredible pieces. And then there's the other aspect of that, if it really makes you want to be a better composer. So I hear all these wonderful composers and then think, I'm never going to be that good, but I'm going to try. So go home and writing more music and try to be as good as all of you. Without a shadow of a doubt, to anyone who's interested in music, in films even, and particularly in film music, and video games even, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and it's been one of the greatest times of my life.